Today on The Cooked Goose, we are doing one of my absolute favorite dishes to make. I can make this in my sleep. I can make this for anybody who loves Italian food. Yes, I said it, it's Italian food. And that is the all-versatile, all-encompassing risotto. Risotto is really easy because, let me tell you about this, is that you can have about a couple ingredients. I'd say cheese is a good one to have in there. I've seen them done with breakfast with a fried egg and bacon. I've seen them done with strawberries. Yeah, strawberries. Sophie, what's your favorite?
This one you're about to make.
Perfect. So the one I'm about to make today is 4-cheese risotto. The reason why I like it so much is that, like I said earlier, it's versatile. You can add anything to it. You can add steak, red wine. Oh God, red wine risotto. Yeah, you can't beat it. So, but today we're going to be doing with the risotto. We're going to be doing with shrimp, lemon, butter, garlic, shrimp with a little salt and pepper. So this is what we're going to do today. Now, first things first is with the risotto is always the broth. Today we're using low sodium chicken broth. I like it because if you want to add in more salt later on or pepper, you can add back in the sodium. We're using Whole Foods brand low sodium chicken broth, or you could use seafood broth. You could make a broth. I used two actually large 3-cup cans of broth, so we're looking at about 6 cups right here. And then of course we go to our famous rice, which is called arborio rice. Arborio is an Italian style rice that is super absorbent and yet it's very flavorful, which you can also use farro rice, which is another option. It's again another Mediterranean rice. The farro gives a little nuttiness to it, a little more different style texture. I like this because it's very soft, has great flavor and good body for a rice or risotto. Then, of course, like any Italian dish, white wine. Please, please do not use yellowtail or barefoot. I mean, if you drink that, go ahead, by all means, please. But use a good white wine, use a great Washington Chardonnay or a Californian if you're from there, or, you know, too, Pinot Gris is great. Any other great white wine, just don't use Moscato too, and don't use yellowtail or barefoot. Doesn't give it enough flavor, it's not enough body, it's just like hard grape juice. There's no texture, there's no flavor. There's the texture, what I mean by that is there's no flavor. You don't get any flavor out of there. There's no talking points about it. Put that ish in your rice and broth and it's amazing. Then to give a little more of the acidic body to it is your white onion. Yeah, I've used sweet onion before. It's good. It gives a nice little sweetness. Gives a little candy, that sugar's in there. But white onion, like today we're going to use it. And it's great flavor. Again, it adds that acidic, also pairs it with the wine, and also balances out the sodium in the broth. Then, usually it calls for, it doesn't really call for garlic, but we're going to use garlic in there because I like it so much, and yes, I'm Italian descent. The Italian descent. So, then of course we have to add our fat in there, which is our lovely butter. We're using salted butter today. Yes, I said about the low sodium broth, so again, we're adding that back into there. But they call for unsalted. You can add unsalted, but we're going to use salted butter today. And then of course, like any Italian dish, you got to add the olive oil. I mean, olive oil with bread, olive oil with risotto, olive oil with chicken parm. You gotta have the olive oil. I like Spanish olive oil because it's nutty, it's rich. My mom uses it. I grew up with it. Use it. My whole Italian side, they use it all. You gotta have it. Now, for the cheeses, like I said earlier, it's so versatile, especially the 4-cheese risotto that I'm making today. You can use any cheese you want. I like to use Brie, Parm, and some Washington extra sharp cheddar to give it that tang with the acidic of the onion, the nice garlic with it, and then of the creamy Brie. I mean, come on, people. Now, onto a topping. Today we're going to use shrimp. I'm actually using Costco frozen shrimp. I love it. Sophie and I like it because it's not smelly. It's great flavor. They come in a great big bag. You could use fresh shrimp, of course. Don't use the Trader Joe's Argentinian stuff. I don't like that. It really smells weird. I like to go Costco frozen shrimp if I'm in a pinch. And so with that, we're going to add in, of course, more garlic to this because garlic is amazing. And again, we're going to go add the butter in with the lovely acidic tart lemon to give it that great boost. And of course, a little salt and pepper, and we'll get to there when I show you. So, the thing about risotto is you need 2 pots. What I mean by that is you need a pot to, of course, mix, and a pot, of course, for the broth. And then, third thing, if you want to add a topping, pan for your shrimp, like I'm going to use today. I'm using a non-stick pan. You can use a cast iron to get that great flavor. But today, because I'm using some acidic stuff like the lemon and the garlic, I want to use a non-stick. And I'm going to add a little olive oil, of course, in there too, but we'll get to there in a second. So first off is I'm going to take my broth, like so. And I usually put it on the back burner, just so it's easier for me to go in and grab the broth when I put it back into the rice. And now I'm going to put that on high just to get that going, like so. But first, what I want to do is I'm going to take my butter right here. I'm going to take the olive oil, like so, and of course the garlic. Alright, so our broth is starting to get there, get a little simmer. Now I'm going to turn it down to about, I'd say medium-low to medium, just so it stays at that simmer point the whole entire time. Now, let's get going on our base of stuff. So, we're going to throw in the butter, get that going, kicking that on to about, again, medium-high. That going great. Now throw in the oil. That olive oil. That's really good. You need it. And of course, that garlic. Now I can use all the garlic. Just want to give a little bit to have some back flavor. And I'm going to stir in like so. This going, kick on that low pan. And as this butter starts to melt, I'm going to add in my onion just to get that going. Now usually you're going to want to use a wooden spoon, but with everything else, I actually like to use a spatula because I'll show you what I mean is the rice can stick to the sides, and I like to scoop it and scrape it with the spatula. I have more control with a spatula than I do a wooden spoon. But if you want to go that classic Italiano way, you know, you could definitely, you know, just go with the classic wooden spoon, or like I'm using today, the spatula. So now that butter is getting melted, we're going to add in our white onion here. Scrape all that in there, like so. Okay, and now you want to cook this to about, I'd say 1 to 2 minutes, or just translucent. Express those flavors. I mean, oh man, that smells so good. Now, just for kicks, I'm just gonna add a little bit of cracked pepper. I love me some pepper. Salt and pepper here. Alright. Salt and pepper. Okay, enough of that. Okay. So now that it's starting to get a little bit sizzly, I might even just tone it down just to about medium. Now I'm playing it with it too much. Whoops, said that. Just let it sit. Just gonna let it sit and chill, get a little translucent. Next is gonna be our white wine. It was actually just a mix of wine that from past white wine drinking experiences. Sometimes when Sophie and I don't finish enough wine, we just put it into our cooking wine, and it gives, it's good body, it's got great flavor, and you can use it in other stuff. So yeah, so it looks like it's almost there. And I'm so excited to try this. Oh my god, that butter, that onion, the little garlic in the background. This is what you want right here. Okay, we're almost there. We're gonna get to our white wine in a second. And then it's rice time. Oh boy, alrighty. So I think we are here with that. Yep, we're there. Yep, we're there. Okay. So, white wine. So once you pour in your white wine, stir a little bit more. Then once it kind of breaks down a little bit, starts to get that feel, almost looking like a sauce per se because of that butter, then we're going to add in the rice. Oh my gosh, that wine and the onion and the garlic, oh man, that is heavenly. Sophie, what do you think?
Smells delicious.
Good. Okay, add a little more pepper. Give that background note again. Whoops. Okay. So a little salt, just cause. There we go. Now, I kind of did this a little backwards. I usually should put the rice in first, then the wine to get it coated, but it'll still work. So, again, rice first, then wine. But hey, we're cooking. Putting the rice. Now we can get it all mixed in like so. Okay. So once this wine is all absorbed and starts to almost sound like popcorn, yeah, I know it sounds weird, it sounds like popcorn, but trust me, once you start hearing that sound, then you're gonna add in that broth. So, gives a nice coating. What this does, the wine, the onion, the garlic, the oil, it just gives a nice coat or starter. And the one thing that is going to be the fun part about this experience is that we are going to stand here and mix. Yes, I know probably you're like, oh my god, you're going to stand here and mix, but let me tell you, I'm going to talk about the experience on how this is and how you stand here and you just think about great things. You think about how you can impress your friends. I like to impress Sophie, right? I mean, every now and then I do. Okay. So, okay. Let that sit a little bit. Let that get going. The thing about arborio rice is that it is very crunchy if you do not get it fully coated. That's why you stand here and you make sure that everything is coated. You want to make sure that, because next thing you know, you eat it and it literally will, you'll get a, let's say a rice that wasn't cooked all the way properly through, and you bite it in your teeth, yeah, it's not going to be good. So, oh, okay, we're going to be adding in our broth. Now, what you're going to do is,
because it's so absorbent, you're gonna be adding this the next about 18 to 20 minutes, standing here with a ladle, and you're gonna do about a half a cup to a cup, and you're gonna pour in like so, and then you're just gonna keep on stirring until that's absorbed, and then you're gonna repeat that process over and over again. You're just gonna repeat that. And get this in. Once that I'm about there, let's keep adding a little more in, like so. Like that. Okay. Then, once we get to a point where it's almost fully cooked, and almost at that point we're about to pull it, we're gonna add our ingredients, but we'll get to that later. Once we even do that, we're gonna even start on our shrimp just to get that evenly cooked and ready to even put on top of the risotto. This recipe really calls for about timing. It's all of a sudden you're just be cooking and cooking and cooking for that 18 to 20 minutes, and all of a sudden, boom, we're done. We're gonna put in our ingredients, we're gonna put in the shrimp, we're gonna put everything, and then boom, we gotta eat. So, and there you have it, like that. Okay, I gotta get those edges, gotta make sure that all the rice is coated. And then we repeat that process. And so we're at that point where now I gotta start doing the shrimp. So I'm gonna get my pan about to a 6, which probably is like a medium to medium high. While I keep on stirring this guy. Alright, so we're almost there with this, and I turn it down to low, to about 2 to a low, so just to slowly cook it while I have this, because you're consistently cooking this, but at the same time you're cooking another thing. You want to make sure you're managing it and you're having control of what you got going on. And you can go do something else really quick. So I'm gonna let that sit for just a bit. Now I'm gonna add in my garlic and my butter. Get that going. Let's see here. Turn that baby on high. Let's get this going. Oops, wrong element. Having some fun here. Okay, now going back to here. We're gonna wait until that gets all melted down, then I can mix it up. Then of course, shrimp takes quite a short amount of time. So we're gonna do probably about 5 to 7 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. And make sure to always try your risotto. Let that be a key. You want to try a little bit of it? Yeah. A little more pepper. Oh, I can taste that chicken broth. Oh man. A little more salt in there. A little couple grinds. Boom. Mix in like so. The broth kind of gives us almost this soupy, but yet, like what I mean by pooling is like slowly spreads. It's like almost like a pudding. Well, I don't want you to picture pudding, but if you can get the catch my drift. Oh, it smells so good. The last little bit of broth in here. Sure we're turning it around. Now the thing too is, if you're out of broth, just add in like beer, like a light beer, add a little more wine. Wine does not hurt in food. Second. And now we put in our shrimp. take some tongs, spread them around like so. Oh, ooh, that smells really good. All right, and hey, why not a little bit more white wine? Just giving that a little flavor. Now you're going back to the risotto. It might seem a lot that I'm going back and forth, but you'll get in a rhythm, and you want to make sure that everything is set in stone, and making sure that flavors are right. We're going to scope, and if you feel rushed, just slow down the heat, slow down your temp, slowly cook it, so you do have control. That's what I'm doing here, especially for the risotto, because I don't want to burn the risotto, and I don't want to make sure that I overcook it. Again, I'm going to taste it again. Whoa, wow. Even that little wine I just added is awesome. It is, oh, a little background, again, that background flavor. Add a little bit more pepper. So a nice little kick. Fold that in like so. See the episode of Schitt's Creek and you're like, she's like about the quesadillas to David, and she's like, you know, fold in the cheese. Fold it. And he has no idea. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna fold in the pepper. This is what folding is. And fold. And fold. Okay. That all like so. Shrimp's looking good here. You know. Alright. Flip on both sides. If I can get to both sides. Gosh, okay. Perfect. Now we're almost there. Once I flip the shrimp on the second side and all that, now I'm gonna throw in the lemon. Not squeeze a lemon. Give that nice acidic, tart, fresh flavor. So we've got the nice heavy chicken broth, and then we're gonna throw in the cheese a bit. Let that sit and cook. And just a touch more pepper. Okay. Now we're at that point where we're about to throw in our cheese. Now let's do it. Parmesan. Sharp Cheddar. There. And the Brie. And we mix. Oh, look at that. Look at that. How it pools like that. Oh. Look at the bits of Brie. Oh, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. And you don't need a heaping plate. This might look like a heaping plate, but look how it just like pools like that. Oh my gosh. Then, of course,
Had a little drip drip right there.
whoops. Oh. Boom. All right, here we go. Here we have a taste. Oh. Creamy. Nice kick of pepper. Oh. Got Brie in there. Let me get one more bite. Oh. Sharp tang of the cheddar. Now, let's go for the shrimp. Ooh. Oh. Lemon. A little white wine. Goes great with that. Oh. And the thing about risotto is, like I said, I'm going to get a heaping mound. A little goes a long way because it's really rich. Great flavor. Okay, now on to drink pairings. So, gaffel kolsch, got it at Whole Foods, or you can get it at any specialty grocery store. They're gonna up it online, but
Nice light beer, like a Kolsch style, German style beer. Then of course the non-alcoholic option, San Pellegrino. We're doing a blood orange version, or you could do a lemon or any type of San Pellegrino if you want. Get a nice little fizz, a little light flavor, really fun flavor actually with the complements with the lemon, garlic, shrimp. So have that, or like we're doing tonight is this lovely Syrah. Yes, red wine with shrimp and seafood. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Oh. Robust. Wow. Robust flavor. The Syrah with the creaminess of the risotto. Oh. Now, of course, as I'm still going to keep eating this and probably making you hungry, you know, like, comment, hit the subscribe button, share it with your friends, impress your friends with this dish, pair it with the wine, pair it with the beer, and also, you know, can't wait to see you next time on The Cooking Goose, or I should say The Cooking Goose. And always remember to stay hungry.